So the game you guys are seeing on screen here is 9 to 5. It's a free-to-play 3v3v3 first-person shooter that you guys can currently play during their beta weekend, which ends on May 24th. This is a free-to-play game that we initially saw the concept for about 2 years ago at the Game Awards. This is being developed and published by Red Hill Games. I haven't talked about this game because I felt those first alpha tests were very undercooked. There was a lot of things wrong with the game, and I just felt like if I put a video out during one of their first alpha tests saying that I wasn't a fan of the game, that it would just hurt the future of the project. And I'm just being real, I really want Red Hill Games to succeed here. I've been following them since the inception of this game. They're very wholesome people. I know they're working hard. The game has just always missed the mark for me, and after playing this second beta test, I wanted to give them enough time to really, nail it and get this game to where I think they can get it. But after playing this beta weekend, I'm really left conflicted because the game itself is just not enjoyable in the slightest. Now, obviously, this is all my opinion and this is all subjective. I know there are going to be people that really enjoy this style of game, but I personally just feel from everything from the gunplay to the aesthetic to the game modes themselves just feels very, very undercooked, and we're going to get into everything here. I'm going to try and break it down as best as possible. If you guys like the video, leave a like on it and subscribe for more content just like this. But the biggest thing when it comes to FPS is the gunplay, and it's weird because I'm usually able to pinpoint what games need to do in order to be better. This game kind of eludes me a little bit. When I'm shooting, the guns either feel like laser beams or the recoil is just so unmanageable at any sort of like medium or long distance. It's a very, very strange feeling. Somebody in my chat kind of compared it to shooting a bunch of arrows as bullets, and I found that was a really good comparison. And I know it's very hard to kind of show you guys this over a video, but it comes down to a lot of factors in terms of the recoil patterns, the punchiness of the weapons themselves, down to the bullet velocity. It feels like I'm shooting bullets and they're going very, very slow. And you combine that with the long time to kill. This game was originally touted as a tactical FPS. Obviously, they're not shooting for realism here, but it just doesn't feel good to get into gunfights in this game. And when I'm feeling like that, every single time I kill somebody, it's just like, okay. And then when I die, it just sometimes feels like I put a bunch of bullets into somebody and they just get the kills. I was fucking shit up during the test, but it just didn't feel fulfilling or fun to play. And it's very hard to narrow down what they actually need to fix. And that's what I'm really hating about this, because this is how I felt during all the alpha tests. The game just always felt like it was 1 or 2 degrees off from being a good shooter, but I couldn't pinpoint what it is, and I still can't to this day, and it irritates me because I feel like this game could be something, but that gunplay just leaves a lot to be desired. The map design itself, I was only able to play on the one like kind of desert location. Apparently there was another map in this beta. I still haven't been able to queue for it, but the map itself is actually pretty cool. It's laid out nicely to accommodate for like 3 teams of 3, but a lot of the props around the map are so like out of scale. Some of the buildings, like the doors are really, really big. The stairwells can go from super big with like railings up to your face to really narrow, almost like completely vertical ladders that are going up to like attic areas, but they're still stairwell props. A lot of it is kind of mix and mash. I like the layout of the map and how they do it, but the map props and just the area we're fighting in, once you notice the scaling issues, it's really hard to ignore. I was playing with some community members from the chat when we were streaming the game. Queues were ranging from anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. I heard reports in chat some people were solo queuing and they were sitting in there for 10-15 minutes. Now this could just be because there's not a lot of people that really know about 9 to 5, and maybe with this video you guys are going to go and give it a shot for yourself. It is free to play. You go to their Steam page, you scroll down, you click request access if you are watching this during the beta weekend, and you can try it out for yourself at no cost. Now, the game mode itself, I'm actually not sure what it's called, but how it works is you have 3 phases. The first phase, you guys are trying to secure this terminal that is placed on the map. Each team kind of spawns the proper distance away, and you guys fight each other to go and secure it. If your team ends up securing that terminal, it gives you an advantage going into the next phase. You can look at these phases not as such as like rounds, but you can look at each phase as its own kind of game, because at the end of each phase, you do get credits which you can use to purchase armor and weapons and different things on their store. Right now, that storefront is all in-game currency, but because this is a free-to-play game, I just have a feeling it is going to be going to a premium currency that you can use to buy cosmetics, skins, charms, and other things. You can kind of see the systems they have in place already with different backpacks and charms and different skins for your character. I see that's how they're going to be going monetization route. We just haven't seen that kind of monetization in the game. But basically, you get an advantage if you win the first phase, you go into the second, and now you know the location of where you have to defend. So you defend this point, the other teams now have to come to you. If you beat them again, you have an advantage going into the third phase, and each phase offers you credits, and then the game ends. If you win all 3 phases, you get credits. If you lose all 3 phases, you get credits. There's no actual like winning or losing in this game. It's just kind of like if you win, you obviously get more rewards. But in saying that, it actually feels really unrewarding if you end up killing, the other 2 teams all 3 times. Okay, big deal. If you end up winning 2 rounds and then failing on the 3rd phase, big deal. Nobody wins and nobody really loses in this game. And when I see like a 3v3v3 with different weapons and different potential builds for your characters, I feel like this could be a really highly competitive game. But the game mode itself is just so unfulfilling and leaves so much to be desired that it doesn't even feel like you need to play well. You just need to jump into games. You're gonna get credits regardless. And that's really it. It's like rewarding for everybody who jumps in. And this is kind of the mentality that these guys have when you look at their Steam page. One of the features, they say you can complete a match in just 15 minutes. A smart shooter experience that's tailored to your goals and gaming schedules. You can have fun with friends even when you don't have that much time and make meaningful progression with every session. But in doing that, it kind of feels like a participation trophy conundrum in which everybody who plays just wins or gets rewarded. And to me, just the way I've grown up and the way I've always played shooters, it's one of the lamest feelings ending a game and just being like, okay, well, on to the next one. And that's really how this whole game feels to me. It's presented well. The menus and the HUDs, the UI, everything looks great. I'm really liking the fact that they have the systems in place to do cosmetic monetization, but the game itself around it just doesn't feel fulfilling to play. And that's how I've always felt from every single test this game. And the thing is they're putting videos out showing that they are making progress. They're working on animations. They're working on those recoil patterns. They're working on the game. I can't say that there's been no progress. But for me, I think the changes that I would have to suggest in terms of like minimal HUD, changing the way the guns feel, changing the way the modes are, well, now it's just a completely different game. I feel like at the end of the day, this just isn't a game for me. I can't say it's bad, but I can say that I don't enjoy playing it and it doesn't feel good to play. You guys might have a different opinion. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys do end up playing the beta weekend, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of the game. I'm very curious to hear from my community on this. Red Hill Games are one of those developers who are always listening to feedback. They were in my chat. We were having conversations about the way the game feels. These guys are very open to criticism, and I hope they succeed. But when I saw the original trailer, it said that they had developers from teams that worked on Max Payne and Quantum Break and Arma 3. I think I just expected something that could potentially be a little bit more hardcore in like a Ready or Not or an Escape from Tarkov style of gameplay. This game just kind of feels like Warface with multiple teams fighting over objectives, and it's just not my style. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like on the video and subscribe for more content just like this. My name is Big Fry. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you on the next one.